what's up, guys? It's Mcleany, Zulunation. How you guys doing? This is a video. I interviewed different kinds of men, asking them what, as the title say, what men are looking for from a woman. And I did different age groups. Some were married, some were not married. Some just went through a divorce. So I never script what I'm doing. I want it to come from the heart. Yes, every video I do is people always go, well, I'm not ready or I'm not this, but this is just pure and honesty, and everybody from different cultures and different backgrounds, so they speak different. So I thought it's something that everybody would enjoy. I'm still messing around with different stuff on my page, but my page is really about life and everything that comes with it, as what I see from my life and the things I'm interested in and the things that people like me are interested in. And so this one is just a quick, a couple of questions about what do men want in a woman. So with me, when I first, I'm from South Africa, so I have mostly like a Christian background, and a cultural background from Zulu tribesmen. So in a sense, I was always taught, my father, you have to find a wife, not nobody to date, not nobody to mess around with. And to tell you the truth, from the culture that I'm from, it was mostly like the man runs the house, the man makes all the decision, the man protects the woman and provides for the kids, and the woman does, the home stuff, the cooking, the cleaning, and stuff like that. And actually, with my wife, I wasn't even kind of looking for her. I was actually dating other women I was chasing, and I had that mindset of I want a wife. And I never understood at that age group, especially in high school, that most girls are not looking for long term. They weren't looking to plan to be husbands and wives and stuff like that. They were just dating, and I was so serious, and I was into flowers and mostly finding love, especially being in a foreign country and I didn't have nobody with me. I was like, why date? Let me find somebody who would understand me, and we'll be together for a long time. And with my wife, how it happened, I was dating other girls and being a friend with her, bumping to her while I was going to football, and she was doing cello. And she hits me up on MySpace like, hey, you bumped into me. And then we just started talking from then. And then she went to Trevor Brown, and then she came back to the school that I was going, which was the Agafria. But a lot of people didn't know about her, so that's what I liked about it. And well, going through those motions, we became friends. And she kind of had most of the beliefs that I had. At that time, I was just new here. So I was mostly like, I need a wife who's going to listen to what I'm going to do, take my last name, leave the house, clean, cook, provide for the kids. And I'm more likely going to be working and, being the one who makes the final decision and, being respected and, that old school stuff. But even though she was with it, I kind of changed as we grow. We got married and we were doing that. But, I finally learning, that's the thing about life. You learn and grow that, it's more like a 60-40 with us. She expects that from me, meaning that all the stuff that is considered man stuff, I do 60% of the time. All the stuff we consider that it's woman stuff with her, she does 60% of the time. So most of the time she does the laundry, cleaning, and deal with things that she has to deal with the kids. And I do that too, but I do it when she needs help. Like when she goes, can you help out sometimes? Or even me when I feel like, I want to cook a meal for my family. You know what I mean? But the old me would not believe that, because the old me was stuck in this kind of mindset of, I'm the boss, I'm doing that. And that's, I figured out that I don't want a woman who agrees with me with everything I do. But at the same time, I wanted a woman that when I open the door, she's okay with that. When I want to pay for the meal, she's okay with that. When, I want to be protective of her, she's okay with that. But still understand, I'm not saying you're weak. You know what I mean? Because we live in a time and era now, for example, at work, I'll tell women oh, how are you doing? Or you look beautiful today. Or I'm like, oh, let me help you with that. And then it's more like, you're trying to get in my pants. Or it's more like, I can do it myself. I'm a strong woman. But I'm from a culture and a mindset of that. That doesn't mean, because let's say you're feminine, it doesn't mean you're not strong. you let a man open the door for you, it doesn't mean you're not strong. You know what I'm saying? You let me pay for a meal, it doesn't mean you're not strong. You can be strong in your own way, because I bow to my wife with a lot of things, and other males are like, oh, you're weak. Well, how could you do that? But to me, that shows that you are strong to put yourself below somebody, knowing that you can be like, you know what, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to do what I want, because you put your pride down. But we're in a time of an era where people's pride gets ahead of them, you know, like, oh, I don't want to do that, or I can go out when I want to, or I can talk to anybody I want to, because even with my wife, I don't go nowhere without asking her. Even when friends are like, even simple stuff like, hey, you want to go eat? Hey, babe, you know, how's our account look like? Can I go eat with my friends? And my friends are like, why would you do that? Because they're more like, I'm going to eat. That's what you know what I'm saying? Or I don't have friends that are girls that come over, or I go hang out with them by myself, because in my culture, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So even with her, she doesn't do that. Even when she wants to go out with her friends or go on trips with her friends, if I feel like, no, this is a bad idea, she goes with it, even though she doesn't agree with it. I do the same too, because like I said, pride gets into a lot of people. I strongly believe in nature, things that are natural. Like saying, you don't have to be aggressive to be strong as a woman. You don't have to do everything that males do. Not saying if you naturally do that, yes, cool, that's how you grew up. But if you're doing it to prove a point, then that's pride. That's why most people, I believe, can't keep a relationship. You know what I mean? Because they don't know how to submit. They don't know how to play their role. And it's not even a sense, people, when you say that, like, play your role, they think you're saying be beneath somebody. No, play your part. In any sports, soccer, you know, football, anything in life, even your fingers. A thumb can only be a thumb. No matter what it wants to be an index finger, it'll never be an index finger. It's weird because, like I said, we live in a time where everybody wants, you know, to be put on a pedestal, but it's not about that. It's about the teamwork. And that's what I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? That I can't be out here like, oh, I'm from Africa, so you're going to do everything I do. Like, you know, I'm the one in control. I make all the decisions. No, I learned, and I'm lucky that my wife let me learn and grew with me. So in this interview, I asked different types of men what they think and how they feel things supposed to be, or what they do in their relationships. And I hope you enjoy it. And for all those who follow me and subscribe, send me personal message. I know sometimes I can't reply to every message because I get a lot. I appreciate it. And when I get to it, I'll get to it. You know what I'm saying? So you have a good one and enjoy. Hi.
Hello.
What's your name?
Chris.
So Chris, the question we're asking today is, since you're married, before you were married, what were you looking for in a woman?
Well, that's a 20-year-old question now, isn't it? Let's see. I was looking for someone that had the same interests in me, the same spiritual beliefs that I did, someone that I enjoyed being around, could go out and have a good time with. I was really looking for a best friend and a partner. So that's kind of what I was looking for 20 years ago.
So, okay, so principle-wise, like, what, you know, like, because I don't want to, you know, it's how I asked the question. What were you looking for like everyday principle stuff, like humble or feisty? What are you?
As far as personality traits that were attractive to me were, I mean, beyond the physical, obviously. I wanted somebody that had ambition and drive to succeed in their professional life as well as their personal life. Somebody that wanted to grow and have a family. That kind of thing. So I think spontaneity, a little bit of aggressive, but not too aggressive. Outgoing, but and humble, but you know, confident in themselves.
And then at home, what were you doing? Do you do roles like I do this, you do that, or is it more like we all do whatever? Because you know, the old school guy is more like you cook, you clean, you do that. I change the oil. I watch, you know, when somebody's trying to come in the house, I come in. What kind of
we have those same basic things, but right now, and over the years, it's developed off schedule, basically. Because I work night shift, she works day shift, so I get home in the morning and I get the kids up. Our routine now is I get the kids up and help them with schoolwork and get them off to school, and I pick them up from school. And I was coaching basketball for the middle school in the afternoons before work here. She takes care of dinner and groceries and things like that. On days I'm off, I do those things. So it's pretty equal. But right now, our schedules dictate responsibilities around the house.
And then, so if you had advice for any young man looking to be in a relationship or to do what you're doing, what would you say?
Don't rush into it. Don't marry the first girl you fall in love with, because make sure you fall in love with her and not fall in love with the sex part of the relationship. A lot of people get a little bit of sex going on when they're young, and that's all they think about, and they think everything's going to just kind of fall into place, and unfortunately it doesn't work like that. There's a lot of work and a lot of compromise that goes into having a successful marriage, and even just a mediocre marriage at that. But you gotta want to be there, and you gotta ask yourself, you know, is this where you want to be in 10 years? Is this where you want to be in 20 years? You know, with her, you want to wake up with her every day. You want her to wake up with you every day. Those aren't things we think about when we're 22, 23 years old. We just think about, I'm just gonna lock this down so anybody else can get to it. So, and the thing is that's what we do. I mean, it's funny, but that's what we do. We have to try to lock it down so nobody else takes it away from us.
So how did you make it to 20 years?
A lot of forgiveness, a lot of grace, a lot of understanding, mostly forgiveness, and hard work on both ends. You got to both want to try to change. If she wants you to change, then, and that's fine, and you can change, but if she's not willing to change too, then that's not going to work. So you have to both be willing to make those sacrifices and the compromises, and it is work. Right. It's hard work. I'm just making it simple because honest to God, it just is. It really is simple. If you're out chasing ass outside of your relationship, then you're the one complicating your own life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing complicated. Look, just tell her when you're gonna be there and show up. Okay. If you can do those two things, I promise you, it'll cut out half the 98% of the bullshit in your relationship. What about be where you're gonna say you're gonna be on time?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name, man?
My name's Dan.
So the question we're asking, because you've been married and your wife passed, or you've been single for a while. I don't know what you do out there, but before you were married, or even now since you're single, what do you look for in a woman?
What do I look for?
Yeah, what's a good lady for you? For you.
Tough question. I don't know. Attitude? Have to have an attitude. Not have an attitude.
Okay.
But a good personality is what I wanted to say. Good personality. Someone that likes to do things that I like to do. Not bossy.
Okay.
I don't know, just someone easygoing.
And so in the household role, are you an old school kind of guy, or are you medium in a way, or are you the new, a lot of guys these days stay home, do...
When you say old school, what do you mean? Like the boss, my way or no way?
Not even meaning my way, no way, meaning, for example, with me, my wife currently makes more money than me job-wise, but I still make most of the decisions. She still cleans.
No, it's a joint thing. It would have to be joint.
Yeah. So
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because, I still make final decisions and stuff like that, but I still help out with the kids. I still do all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to talk things over, and come to a decision between the both of you. What's right?
Okay. Okay. And then, are you more of meeting a girl out there, or are you with the new age of, phone apps, Facebook? Are you more face-to-face or talk on the phone?
Face-to-face.
Okay.
No texting. That's BS. Bar scene. No. People go to bars for one thing.
So you're not the type to go meet a girl at the bar?
I mean, if I've already met her and stuff, yeah, I go to the bar, but not to pick somebody up at a bar? No, because they're there for one thing.
Okay. And if you had any advice for young men trying to find their, you know, wife or somebody they're going to be with for a long time and maybe invest kids and house and all that, the whole marriage thing, what advice would you have for them?
Don't jump. Don't jump right away. Meet somebody, date them for a while. If you get along and it's right, you feel good, she feels good, go for it. But
let me ask you something that nobody told me though. What is getting along? Because before I moved in with my wife, we were getting along. There were things I never.
Yeah, that's it. When you're dating someone, you always get along because they put up a front. You know, everybody puts up a front. But then when it gets serious, then things change.
So you do recommend move in with them first?
I didn't say move in with them.
Then how would you then get the front out?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a hard question because you don't know.
I get you.
I thought things were going to work between me and my wife too, and look what happened.
I get you.
We got divorced before she passed, so hey, you never know. People change.
Okay.
But my suggestion was, if you meet somebody you think it's right, date them, have a good time. I don't want to say don't get too involved, because I mean, if you don't let yourself get involved, then you won't, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. Nowadays things are different than when I grew up.
Like what? Just one example.
People are just out to have a good time. That's it. They don't want a relationship or whatever. They just want to go out and have a good time and pick up whoever they can pick up. And if you're looking for a wife or a long-term girlfriend, whatever, nowadays it's hard.
Okay.
That's what I mean by date them for a while, for a long while. And then if they stick around and, you know, things are good, then it might be worth it. But if not.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate your time, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing, sir?
Pretty good.
What's your name?
Tim.
So I've been going around asking different gentlemen of, the question is, what were you looking for in a woman to find your wife, like to find the person you might want to spend the rest of your life with or live with for a long time? Because some people get married, some people just live together, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Well, when I met mine, I really wasn't looking for one at the time. A friend had a get-together and he invited me over to his house, and that was the first time I saw the woman I'm married to now, which we've been married for 21 years. And I asked him about her, and you know, we exchanged phone numbers and we dated for about, I wouldn't say 6 to 8 months, and then we got married. But the thing that I was looking for as far as marriage goes, I wanted somebody that was spiritual, because, you know, I was into going to church at the time. You know, I was a little bit older, a little bit wiser when I got married. I was 35 years old, you know. So I wanted someone that was spiritual, that went to church, that had pretty much the same values as I did. And I most definitely didn't want a woman that hung out in the streets and went out to the clubs partying and drinking and all that other stuff. You know, those days were pretty much over with for me, my partying days, you know. So that's what I was looking for. You know, someone that was spiritual, went to church, believed in God, Wasn't hanging out in the streets every weekend, going out to the clubs, hanging out and partying and drinking. None of that.
And then at what moment did you realize, like, you know what, this is what I want for the rest of my life?
Pretty much, you know, when it was around the 6-month mark, you know, I pretty much knew that that's what, you know, what I wanted, who I wanted to marry. And
then in the household, are you more, how can I say it, conservative or old school, or are you more the new stuff? Like, how do you guys run things? Like, is she more like cooking, cleaning, and your other stuff?
We're pretty much old from the old school. You know, sometimes we'll cook together. Like, we do a lot of things as far as cooking goes. You know, if we want to eat a certain type of meat or something like that, I'll go out there on the grill and fire the grill up, you know, and she'll cook the rest of the stuff, or else sometimes she'll cook it all. But for the most part, you know, just like anybody else. You know, I understand, you know, nowadays a lot of people don't even cook anymore. They just eat out, but no, we still cook.
And then how did you do 20 years? Is there a secret? How do you guys do it?
One day at a time, and you know, put God first.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Gary.
So Gary, the question here is about how long have you been married?
40 years.
The question is, okay, before you met your wife, what were you looking for in a woman?
Wasn't. I was just looking for the right lady, right person.
So what defined that for you?
Funny, fun, outgoing, energetic, all around good.
So what is that? You can't. Everybody has a different perspective. What was good back then, I know you don't agree with now, in a way.
Well, times have changed. I mean, everything is still the same 40 years later as it was back then.
So the other question is, so at home, what family role do you guys do? Are you more old school? Are you more like 50-50, or like, you know, so how?
50-50. We share all the responsibilities: work, cleaning, housekeeping, raising the kids. Everything's 50-50.
Yeah, and then so how did you make it 40 years? What's the secret? Is there a magic potion? Does it get better?
There's no secret, and it's not easier today than it was 40 years ago. It's not harder than it is 40 years ago. It's a full-time job.
How do you do it? What's the keys?
Compromise.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. Compromise. You give and take, and you learn from your mistakes, and you try not to repeat them.
Okay. Okay, so if you had any advice for these young men these days who are looking for a woman, what would you say?
Be yourself. Be honest. Compromise. And do what both of you like to do. It can't be one-sided. It has to be a give and take, and you have to be able to compromise, and you know, it's just a 50-50 compromise situation. It's not easy. It's hard.
Okay. Compromise, give and take. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
You know my name, man. Brooklyn.
Okay. So we're going around asking different type of men about before or during, even right now, like, but you married, so before you found your wife, what were you looking for in a woman?
Somebody that's real, you know what I mean? Somebody I can build with, not trying to just hang out in a club. Somebody that's trying to get their life together, put something together. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, and then so now in the household, what kind of roles what kind of roles do you guys play? Are you guys old school? Are you more like 50-50? What kind of roles do you have over there?
We friends, man. We do everything together. Ain't no roles. We just do it together.
Okay. And how long you been married?
6 years now.
Is there any secret on Being married 6 years?
Just be real, nigga. Be real. Shit fall in place by itself.
Okay. Okay. So happy wife, happy life?
All time.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I got a gentleman here. What's your name?
My name is Anthony.
So the question here I'm gonna ask you is, what do you expect in a woman or want in a woman in 2021? If you had to explain what what you're looking for, what it would be?
Someone who's loving, caring, hardworking, there's just not a lot of genuine, hard-caring people these days.
What do you mean when you're saying genuine?
Genuine?
Yeah.
People have false or bad intentions from the get-go.
So how do you determine then, I guess, what are good intentions?
The way they are around others, others that they care about, like their kids or their mother or father. It's a good indicator.
Okay, and so, okay, besides the caring and all that, like, what are you looking for? Like, what kind of a girl catches your eye, when you meet them?
The old school values, women who, do their part and role as a woman, some will say it's sexist or whatever, but the old school, the whole doing their role, taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, just like a...
Would you allow her to work?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So, well, then if she says then it's a new age, man can cook and clean, are you against that?
Am I against it?
Yeah.
A new age, let's see. Well, the thing is, like, is she gonna go change the oil? Is she gonna go change the car oil? Is she gonna go take care of things in the house? Is she gonna go fix the roof tile? Is she gonna fix the cabinets or sink or whatever that's broken? I mean, that's a man's responsibility.
Okay. Okay. Any advice you want to give a woman right now if she was trying to find a man?
Genuinely love and care for your man.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hi.
What's good with it?
What's your name?
X.
So I'm going around asking different males on what were they looking for before they found their wives.
Was I looking for like in a woman?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to look for a woman that was doing her own thing, not no yes woman. You know what I mean? You know how the yes mans be? I don't want no woman that'll just be like, yeah, every fucking thing I say. So, just a woman that got her own opinion, you know what I'm saying? That mattered the most to me.
Okay. So, when did you know that you found the right one?
It was just, it was just the time, you know what I'm saying? When stuff cracked, you know what I'm saying? Time was everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the matters of role, like, are you more of the old school dude where you think women have a certain, like, they clean dishes, do this, and then you do something else? Or were you more the new way of 50-50, I do everything, she do everything?
I mean, in a way old school, in a way new school. I mean, we do everything, you know what I'm saying, but the man do more, of course. You know what I mean? Hold it down, pay for stuff, you know what I'm saying, work. You know what I'm saying? Financial is on the man, not the woman, so you just gotta get it. That's just how I am. I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any advice for any young men out there trying to find?
Yeah, I got something to say to them for sure. Hey, listen, don't speed up, slow down, fam. You know what I'm saying? When you looking for that woman, man, going fast ain't gonna do nothing but, you know what I mean?
you gonna go head first into something. You know what I'm saying? Neck first, man. You wanna break your neck, man.
Okay.
But just slow down, you know what I'm saying? You let it come to you and don't just try to make it happen. You feel me? Let it come to you. Be alright.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a good one, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. You already know. You know what I mean? General Brett.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Ricky.
So we're going around asking different males around with what are they looking for in a woman or a future wife or somebody they're trying to date, and like what interests you and what do you see out there?
Okay, so the number one thing for me is having interests. You have so many women out here, you ask them what they're doing, it's like, oh, I'm just like laying down watching TV, that kind of stuff. It's like, that's boring. Like, how do you come home and tell people stories and things like that if you don't do nothing?
So interests, like, so you want somebody who, but interests are different.
Interests are different, but interests still are interests. Like, everyone likes watching TV. That's not really an interest. But like, if you like to paint, I get to see paintings, or I get to see you attempt to sell paintings, or I get to see you do something else that lets you have a story to tell at the end of the day.
Okay, so are you saying you want somebody who does things and not just lay around?
Yes. Because I don't just lay around. I have all kinds of stuff I do. A lot of them are video games, but
do they have to have the same kind of interests you have, or?
No, you understand. Well, okay. My interests are unique. You can't have my interests.
Okay, okay. Because other gentlemen we've asked, they said they want women that are interested in what they're interested in. You know what I mean?
Yes, but they're probably not interested in obscure Japanese music games only.
Okay, I get you. And then now in the household role, are you more of a old school type of guy, or are you more of a new school kind? I can't even say new school. Are you more conservative? Okay, wife goes to work. I go to work, wife cleans house or takes care of the kids. I do the car, I do this. Or are you more like we do everything together? Or like, you know, you take turns? I don't want to answer it for you, but that's the question in a way.
I don't want a subservient person. Like, basically, I don't want a person that has to depend on my existence. So I'd rather have half and half. I don't want a person that has to go out and cook and clean and stuff like that, because I've attempted to have women do that, and for the most part, they've all been trash at cooking.
You saying you cook better? Are you throwing shots? Or what are you saying, Ricky?
Throwing shots? It's just the truth. Like, the last 3 relationships I were in, they cooked like ass.
Okay. So, and then I'll go into more of this, like, does education have to play a part? Because your answers are good, but I'm looking for a broader answer. Like, does education have to play a part? Do they have to be in certain fashion? It's beliefs. Do they have to have a certain beliefs? You know what I mean?
As a person that broke into programming without actually having a degree in programming, I'd be kind of messed up to say that I want someone to be educated.
Okay.
And I don't want them to be intelligent, but being intelligent and spending a whole bunch of money at the man's school are 2 completely different things.
Okay. And then, do they have to be at a certain? Do they have to have certain paycheck? You know, these women nowadays, when I talk to them, they're like, I want a guy who has this much of money, looks like this, does that, or are you more like we can build together? Because when I found my wife and she found me, I wasn't the man I am today. But when I talk to women out there, they're more like, I want you complete, done, finished.
That one's hard, because I don't believe that a woman should have to rest on potential. Like, a man's job is to go out and get it, and a woman's job is to find a man that's doing that. But to find a man that's talking about doing that in comparison to, like, you can tell if a person's in the process of doing something. I want somebody that if they ain't there, that they're in the process of getting there.
Okay. And then if you had any advice for young men out there looking for a future wife, future girlfriend, what would you say?
Get money.
Hey, dude. Oh, okay. Get money.
Not necessarily for the woman or attracting a woman that likes money. But basically, once you get to a certain income level, like, you don't necessarily call the shots, but there's just things you don't accept.
Standards.
Yes.
So
There's standards that you have, but they're not like hard standards. It's just like, you know, you got a girl, she's over there bumming it, trying to find some guy to just like eat off of, and you could tell because you've dealt with so many of them on your way up to actually getting money.
Okay. Okay. So standards sound like that. I like
something
that.
like standards. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but yes.
Okay. Okay. So anything else you want to put in?
I may not be the best person for advice on women because I don't really get them, but yes.
Listen, no, but we wanted to have a different variety of people, so we appreciate your time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Mac.
Hi, Mac. We're going around asking people from different age groups and different stuff about finding the right woman. And since you're young, single, living your life, what do you looking for to find the one that you long term, and what are you seeing out there?
I mean, what I'm looking for and what I'm seeing, I gotta add it up because, you know what I mean, they not the same, you feel me? So sometimes you gotta compromise.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna be that perfect one, you feel me?
So even saying, okay, let's say you didn't have to compromise. What would be the perfect one for you?
I mean, as long as you show me you all for me and you loyal, you feel me? Like, what else? You know, you gotta work hard, you feel me?
And then in the house, if you were in the household role, what kind of roles would you be playing? Are you more the new age of 50-50, whatever goes, or are you more of, you know, old school?
All right, look. I work, you work. I cook, you cook. I clean, you better fucking clean. 50-50. This shit teamwork, you feel me? Oh, God.
Okay. And then if you had any advice for the younger brothers coming up in their early teens who are trying to find, you know, their perfect soulmate or even something to date, what would you tell them?
I got something for you. Let me get you right. I got something for you. Hit the fucking books. I'm sorry to cuss. Excuse my language. You ain't gotta hit no females out here. Don't hit they line. Read these lines.
Okay.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for your time.
Early. I mean, that shit come sooner than later. You never know.
Okay.
But yeah, anything else, bro?
No, sir. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, Zulunation, you know.
Halala sanbongela, halala, halala sanbongela we.